Us here took time this week to talk to voters about what's driving them, what they care about. And we even managed to reconnect with some New Hampshire voters we talked with 4 years ago.
Last election cycle, firefighter John Bolhard backed Bernie Sanders. But now he's supporting Joe Biden.
The International endorsed Biden, so, I'm going to support Biden all the way.
The most important issue for John is funding for the opioid crisis.
That was a big thing. When Trump took office, he came here, talked to us, shook our hands, It's still going on.
New Hampshire is among the top 4 states with the highest numbers of opioid-related deaths, numbers that tripled from 2013 to 2016.
They're actual people, and they need places to go. They're homeless. They have low income. They need the resources to get better. The treatment, that's what needs to change. And I think the political people are starting to realize that.
I was researching him a little bit online.
We first spoke to social studies teacher Donna Morin 4 years ago when she supported Jeb Bush in the Republican primary.
I have made a decision for the primary.
Really?
I even staged this for you. You ready?
Ah.
Okay, ready? Go Jeb!
Really?
Yes, I'm for Jeb. Yeah. I'm going to vote for Jeb in the primary. He knows how to get things done. He's moderate. He doesn't seem to have these grandiose stands. He seems to just treat people with a lot of respect.
We were in this very kitchen.
We were?
You at the time were supporting Jeb Bush.
You don't have to rub it in, but yes, I was.
Yes, you were.
This time around, Morin, who says climate change is very important to her, is backing Pete Buttigieg.
I'm very excited about him. I'm excited about him, I'm excited about Amy, but I'm leaning more towards Pete. I just feel that I think at this time in our country, we need something that's going to unite us as a nation.
And you see that in Mayor Pete?
I do. I see a way, just the way he seems to work with people, and he seems to be able to he has some progressive ideas, although he doesn't have the pendulum swinging all the way over to the left. Plus, he's been in the military, and that's very important for foreign policy.
Mike Boucher owns a family tire shop in Manchester. When we talked in 2016, he was concerned about the future of the business and the economy in the region.
This area hurting?
I don't know if we're hurting as much as other people, but they're hurting, and I think people are just discouraged. You have that one person that worked all their life, lost their job, can't find another job because things have changed.
Mike was undecided when we last spoke before the 2016 primary.
When I get there, I'm definitely going to vote, and I think I'm going to decide at the last minute. I did vote for Trump.
A decision that he says has pluses and some minuses.
Calling of names is not the greatest thing, but I believe that a lot of his policies I'm in agreement with.
The president's handling of the economy is a big winner for Mike. All he has to do is look back to 2016.
You were hurting at the time.
Yeah, the economy was down, and we were just questioning, how things are going to go in the future.
So since that time, what's it look like for you?
We've been extremely busy. Business has been good. Our sales have gone up. As a family business, we're all very happy where we are right now.
Boucher says he'll vote for President Trump again, especially after he hears some candidates talking about raising taxes.
Well, what's going to happen to the rich? They're going to do what they did before. They're going to take all their money overseas, and then there's no money to tax. So it inevitably falls on the middle class, who's the biggest class, to pay those taxes, and that's my fear.
So you're going to do some homework before we go for your appointment?
Yeah.
Alyssa Ross is a hockey mom of 3. She voted for President Trump in the last presidential election, a choice she finds hard to defend at times.
4 years ago, you voted for Donald Trump.
I did.
And you're kind of smirking when you say that.
Yeah, it's tough to admit. It was tough to admit then, but I really felt that it was the right decision at that time. I felt that he was going to bring the country in a new direction, and certainly something different than what Hillary Clinton could have done at the time.
Now, though she likes some of his policies, she says President Trump is too divisive.
I don't like Trump personally at all. I think that his approach to things is just wrong. It's a terrible example for children, the way that he gets on Twitter and puts things out there. I would be horrified if my children did that.
Ross, who has education on her mind this cycle, isn't sure which candidate to support in the primary or the general election, but she does know one thing.
If it's Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren, you're voting for Donald Trump.
I would vote for Donald Trump. Nothing too progressive. I think As troubled as I am with some of the direction that Trump is bringing things from a more conservative perspective, I absolutely do not think this country needs to go in a progressive direction.
She's still listening to ideas from more moderate candidates like Mayor Pete and Amy Klobuchar.
Joe Biden didn't make the cut.
No, I saw Joe Biden over the summer, and everything that he said sounded very old school and a very an approach that was very been there, done that, but not in a way that's going to bring us forward.
All the voters we talked to insist their state of New Hampshire takes this vote very seriously.
New Hampshire does not look like a lot of other states, nor does Iowa. So, you know, you can only also draw so many conclusions for what come out of here. But certainly it should and it will give someone the momentum.
This is our jam. We get to meet everybody. We get to meet people who would be president. We get to meet Congress people, senators, governors, and they come in and they tell us what they think, and they listen to us, or they pretend to listen to us, and it's great.
Interesting to look back 4
Really
years.
interesting. Very interesting voters with different perspectives, and good to see them after 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.